guys, we are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are gonna go over why the industry is pushing for industry plants, or as Hollywood likes to call it, replacements. But before we get into that, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 has re-entered the top 10 on US iTunes, currently at number 7. And then Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 has re-entered the top 2 of US iTunes. So congratulations to Nicki on that. And let me know what albums y'all still streaming on the album. R&B, Barbie Dangerous are my fave. Now, there has been a lot of talk about industry plants, especially in regards to Doechii, who has recently become more mainstream than ever. She won a Scammy. She performed at the Scammys. She got a co-sign from all the biggest artists, like, obviously Kung Fu Kenny, SZA, even Will Smith gave her a co-sign, Lauryn Hill. So a lot of people are saying that her success is not genuine. Now, for female rappers, there has been a lot of recent replacements, okay? So, they did this years ago with Nicki Minaj, okay? Nicki Minaj was replaced in the industry by Cardi B. Clearly, that was one of the worst replacements they could ever done. Cardi B is an industry plant because she was pushed to take Nicki Minaj out. And the reason why is because she had fell out with different executives behind the scenes, scammy executives, Camel Face, and others in the past, which caused them to want to push a new female rapper to take success away from Nicki Minaj. And it clearly didn't work because Cardi B has fell completely off. But they did try. But it wasn't always just Cardi B. They also tried with Iggy. A lot of people don't realize that they at first tried it with Iggy Azalea, but Iggy ended up getting blackballed by T.I. Okay, that T's on Patreon. And then Cardi B received her karma because then the industry wanted to replace her with Ice Spice. Unfortunately, Ice Spice, shot herself in the foot, no pun intended, when it was revealed that she was talking shit about Nicki Minaj, which caused Nicki and the Barbs to stop supporting her. But Nicki kind of, basically withdrew support way before those text messages came out, because they were supposed to sign a deal together and Ice Spice clearly backed out. Now Doechii is here to replace Azalea Stanks, which is why Azalea keeps throwing a lot of shade towards Doechii. Okay? But if you want to put it that way, Doechii could be deemed as an industry plant because she is here to replace somebody. If you're here to replace somebody in the industry, you're planted. Okay? And that's just how it works. The problem with industry plants is that, if you don't have a genuine fan base, eventually the success is not going to last. And I think that there are people that genuinely support Doechii, but I don't feel like people genuinely support Ice Spice. I think if she wasn't naked or twerking all the time, people would not support her. I do feel like Doechii has talent, but she just doesn't have a big fan base, and that's why her numbers seem inorganic, because, she'll be dominating on Payollify, like she surpassed Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat on Payollify, allegedly. But then she can't get a top 10 record. And it was like that with Cardi B. Cardi B would have all these different accolades, but when she dropped music now, it flops. So it's clearly an agenda being pushed. Now, this doesn't just happen to rappers. This happens to R&B artists and singers and pop stars too. For instance, Queen Bee. The industry tried to use Walmart Yonsei to replace Queen B. And that's why Queen B has been sabotaging Walmart Yonsei since she got in the game. Okay, signed her replacement. That's what Nicki needs to do. She needs to start signing the replacements. That's what Queen B did. And she has been sabotaging Chloe since her debut era. And then Dua Lipa, is here to replace Katy Perry. But Dua Lipa now is flopping. Okay? Queen Ari, who is an icon in the game, she was here to replace the Queen of Christmas. I think that was evident because Mariah Carey used to throw shade at Queen Ari. No shade. There was a time when Queen of Christmas, she used to throw a lot of shade at Queen Ari until the industry told her to keep it cute. And as we know, Tyla is here to replace Rihanna. Now, do replacements always work? Not always. A lot of these replacements, they're not outdoing the legends. A lot of these replacements are not doing better than the legends musically, or even like when it comes to length of career. A lot of their careers be short-lived. But that's what the industry do to appeal to the younger generation, and also because sometimes they have some issues with a lot of these artists, these older artists, who they're not able to control. So if they can't control these older artists, they try to get rid of them. Moving on from that, the longest charting black female studio albums released this decade on Billboard 200 album chart. Number 1 is Planet Her with 188 weeks. SOS by SZA, 117 weeks. Chillalombo, who's that? Is that Janae Aiko? With 104 weeks. Renaissance with 91 weeks. And Good News by Megan Thee Stallion at 75 weeks. Doja Cat, Planet Her, and SZA SOS are still charting on the Billboard 200 album chart. So congratulations to SZA and Doja Cat. I would be here for another record between them, but Doja Cat moved like she better than everybody. That's the problem with her now. I'm glad that collaboration with Lisa and Ray flopped. Now we can get back to the real music and stop with all the shenanigans, because that Lisa collaboration was unnecessary. Now, moving on from that, Rihanna cancels allegedly her London stadium residency just days before it was due to be announced, according to The Sun, allegedly. Okay? Now, some fans say they don't believe it, but I believe it. I believe it only because Rihanna was supposed to drop an album in 2023, but then she purposely got knocked up so that way she wouldn't have to drop an album. And look, we in 2025. And in her Harper Bazaar interview, she been teasing music, but she ain't dropped none. Okay? So I definitely believe it. I think Rihanna's heart is not in music. She's a billionaire. She feels like she don't need to do music. And I think she should just come out and tell the fans that she fully retired. Just say, I don't have the love, or I don't have the capacity to really want to put out music. That's all she got to say. But she won't do that, because then some of the fans, not all of them, but some of the fans will stop supporting Fenty. Okay? She won't be able to sell Fenty hair clips to her fans. They'll probably boycott, and that is why she won't announce that she has retired from music. She thinks she's slick, but I see right through forehead. Okay? You can't fool me. Meanwhile, the top 10 U.S. beauty brands of hair care has Sacred at number 6. I try to tell y'all, Queen Bee's hair care line is going to make her more money. This is going to be Queen Bee's billion-dollar brand. Okay? She is about to stomp on Rihanna, clear as day, when Sacred surpasses Fenty in revenue, especially Fenty hair. Because Fenty hair came out a few months after Sacred, and it's not on the list. Oh, let's talk about that. We got L'Oreal Paris at number 1, Redken at number 2, Dyson at number 3, K18 at number 4, Oplex at number 5. I thought Oplex made people bald. I was hearing that in the streets. I don't know if that's true or not. Sacred at number 6. Cosmo Proof at number 7. Amika at number 8. Kerastay at number 9. And Salon Centric at number 10. Unfortunately, Fenty here did not make the list. Okay? So that's telling, because they only came out a few months apart. So like I said before, Queen Bee finna surpass Rihanna in revenue when it comes to her Fenty hair care line. Now, moving on from that, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 has now surpassed Megan's Act 2 and is now the second highest charting female rap album on the US iTunes. Now, this is not shocking to me because I do think Pink Friday 2 was a better album than Megan's Act 1 and 2. Act 2 was better than Act 1, but she only had one hit, and I feel like that was Bigger in Texas. I feel like that song should have gotten a push. I don't know why it didn't, but, it should have gotten a push. She put out a music video. It had some playlisting. She had a few celebrities in the music video. So, I feel like, Warner and Devil Nation dropped the ball on that. Especially if you're going to drop a music video, you might as well push it. But this is not shocking to me because at the end of the day, Pink Friday 2, in my opinion, was a better album. Now, moving on to Playboi Bottom Bussy Cardi. Okay? He got 3 Kung Fu Kenny collaborations on his new album. Okay? Overall, I'm trying to digest the album. It's 30 songs. Is a lot. I'm like, goodness gracious. He couldn't have narrowed it down to 15. He got to give us 30. So I'm not going to grade the album yet. Okay? I got to really take it all in. But I definitely listened to them 3 Kung Fu Kenny records. I did. Kung Fu Kenny was on Mojo, JoJo, Good Credit, and Backdoor. He addressed a lot of the conspiracies of him using payola. He said, conspiracy theories is a given, but I must admit you got the wrong person. Which means he's saying that he's not using payola, which I believe. Y'all can say what y'all want, but Kung Fu Kenny been successful. People don't understand he been had diamond records. He been going number 1. He just don't drop as often so people forget because he doesn't oversaturate his fans. Okay, he doesn't drop as often as Champagne Thickums or Future, but every time he drop, he go number 1. Let's be very clear. Even the album that people don't like, Mr. Morale, that went number 1. Did 297 first week. Okay, he did over $100 million on his tour. So people got to understand that Kung Fu Kenny been that guy. He also said the numbers is nothing, the money is nothing. I've really been him, I promise. See, Kenny been heavy out west, and I carry the weight, N-word. I'm Luka Doncic. Okay? So again, he's showing the people that he's been that guy. He also said that Playboi Cardi was his evil twin, whatever that means. But I really don't care for Playboi Bottom Bussy Cardi like that. So I'm pretend like I did not hear that, but I peeped, okay? Now, with that being said, my favorite song was Backdoor, okay? Featuring Janae and Kung Fu Kenny. It was giving very much melodic rap. He also took a shot at A$AP Rocky. I thought that was a little bit random, but I was like, okay. And Rather Lie, which I think features The Weeknd, that was a fire song. Okay? Playboi and The Weeknd, they killed that. Now, I see some people asking for Kung Fu Kenny and Playboi Carti to put out like a collaboration album. I don't think that would be necessary, considering that I don't really care for Playboi Bottom Bussy like that. I think he's an okay artist. I'll be honest with you, I think he's an okay artist, but I don't think he has much talent. Definitely not lyrical. Now, moving on from that, it has been reported that Ice Spice is the new face of Mercedes, okay? So she dropped a snippet. It got mixed reviews. But it seems as though she's still trying to push her career forward. My whole thing with Ice Spice, though, and like I said before, she has to evolve musically if she really want to last in the game. Twerking, being half naked is not going to cut it because all the other female rappers do that. You might be like one of the youngest ones, but all the other female rappers do the same thing you do. And they rap better. So hopefully Ice Spice evolves and showcases some talent. Because to me, I've always said that I didn't feel like Ice Spice had much talent. Y'all only really liked Ice Spice because she was going against Scratch Off. But when she went against Nicki Minaj, now y'all realize she is not that girl. Now, moving on from that, congratulations to Normani. She and her fiance DK announced that they are engaged. And I've been saying that Normani was a wag, okay? He just signed a new deal with the Steelers. And, I think that this is a good look for Normani. One, she's not a baby mama like Holly. No shade, okay? Hopefully she's not getting cheated on like Walmart say. But with that being said, I wish she had, done more with her career before she got married. I mean, goodness gracious, her career went by so quickly. That's the only thing, Normani. I'm like, not saying that she still can't have a career, but if you didn't have one before you got married, I don't think you're going to have one after. That's the only thing. I feel like Normani should have spent more time with her career. I do feel like Normani's a little bit lazy. Okay, and I think that her career is completely over. I think RCA, the colorist, they don't need to push Normani because they got Tate Murray, they got Victoria Monet, and they've been killing it. So I don't think RCA, the colorist, feels like they need to push Normani. But congratulations on your engagement. Now, it looks like Cardi B and her delusional ass is teasing a tour. She posted a picture of her dancing. I don't know if this was at a strip club or strip convention. I don't know where this was, but she said coming soon. So a lot of fans are speculating that this could be in regards to her tour. Here's my thing with Cardi B though. I think that Cardi B is a little slow. Nobody is excited for a Cardi B second album or a Cardi B tour. Like, come on now. You waited too damn long, okay? Posted these cryptic pictures like you always do. You've been teasing this album and tour for like 10 years, okay? Hang it up. I think that you really don't got much in the stash because you would have at least dropped a single. You didn't even drop a single. We almost in April 2025. Your last album was in 2018. I really don't think you really got much in the stash. Now, I'm sure you got songs, but I don't feel like you got a hit. That's the thing. I think she waiting on a collaboration or a clearance, okay, for a collaboration, because I feel like Cardi B don't feel like she can do this by herself. She's looking for another WAP. And it's giving desperation. But anyway, let me know how y'all feel about it. I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.